Hour 1, 8 AM, September 9th. Charlie Kirk wakes early, the way he always does. Phoenix sunlight cuts through the blinds of his home before the alarm even gets a chance. He's been up for 20 minutes already, phone in hand, scrolling, reading, reacting. The morning news cycle never waits, neither does he. Today's a travel day, Utah by evening, a campus debate tomorrow that his team has spent weeks organising. Hour 2, 9 AM, he records a short voice memo onto his phone. Talking points for tomorrow: immigration, free speech on campus, the culture war framing he spent 15 years sharpening into something that fills arenas. His wife Erica brings coffee. They talk briefly about the week ahead. He still has 3 more events after Utah. The schedule is relentless, the way he prefers it though. Stillness has never suited Charlie Kirk. Hour 3, 10 AM. At the Turning Point USA offices, his team is finalising the Utah logistics, security briefings, event layouts, the debate format, questions from students, moderated, outdoor setting at Utah Valley University. Kirk's staff flagged that the outdoor venue means limited perimeter control. Standard concerns. Kirk waves it through. He has done hundreds of these. The crowd energy at outdoor events is always better anyways. Hour 4, 11 AM. Kirk sits down at the pre-travel podcast recording, 40 minutes sharp on the state of American universities. He is in full flow, animated, precise, occasionally even funny. The producer notes later that is one of his better sessions, loose but focused. The kind of recording that comes from someone completely comfortable inside their own argument. It would be the last long-form audio he ever recorded. Hour 5, 12 PM. Lunch is quick. Kirk eats at his desk, a habit his staff have long stopped trying to change. He calls a senior TPUSA organizer in Utah to confirm tomorrow's running order. They talk through the student panel, the expected crowd, the protest presence outside the venue perimeter. Kirk asks about the turnout numbers, over 2,000 confirmed, possibly 3. Hour 6, 1 PM. He spends an hour on calls, donors, allies, a brief check-in with the congressional contact in Washington. The political machinery around him never fully stops working. Kirk exists at the intersection of media, money, and movement, and keeping all 3 moving requires constant tending. Between calls, he reads a printed brief on campus free speech legislation in 3 states. He annotates it in the margins. Red pen. Hour 7, 2 PM. The car arrives for the airport run. Kirk travels with a small security detail, standard for someone who has received constant threats over the years. He is used to it, barely notices it anymore. He makes a final call to Erica before boarding. It's brief and ordinary. Nothing about it feels like a goodbye. They have 1,000 calls just like it. She will probably reply later. Hour 8, 3 PM. The flight to Utah is short. Kirk works through it. Laptop open, earbuds in. One of his staff sitting across the aisle tries to show him a clip on X that's going viral. Kirk watches it, gives a short opinion, goes back to the draft. He lands at Salt Lake City International just before 5 PM. The mountains are visible from the runway. Hour 9, 5 PM. His team meets him at the airport. They drive south towards Orem, 40 minutes through the Utah Valley, the Wasatch Mountains rising on the right. Kirk looks out the window. He remarks to a staffer that Utah has the kind of landscape that makes everywhere else look so flat. It's an uncharacteristically observation. The car is mostly silent the rest of the drive, everyone preparing for tomorrow. Hour 10, 6 PM. The hotel is clean and unremarkable. Kirk checks in, drops his bags, does a quick walk of the room out of habit. He freshens up and heads to a dinner with the local TPUSA chapter leaders. 12 people around a long table at a restaurant in Provo. He's warm, engaged, asking questions more than giving speeches. One attendee later says he seemed genuinely relaxed, present in a way that surprised her. Hour 11, 7 PM. Dinner stretches. Kirk orders a steak. The conversation moves from campus activism to the broader political landscape, the 2026 midterms, the movement's next phase. Which races matter most? Kirk has opinions on all of it. He sketches something on a napkin, a rough diagram of electoral strategy. Classic Kirk. Someone at the table jokes that he never truly turns off. He laughs. He doesn't disagree. Hour 12, 8 PM, back at the hotel. Kirk calls into a live segment on a conservative news channel from his room. 10 minutes, camera on laptop, his familiar backdrop of bookshelves. He talks about tomorrow's debate, about the importance of showing up to the campuses that don't want you there. The point, he says, is to go anyway. He means it. He always meant it. Tomorrow he will prove it one final time. Hour 13, 9 PM. The night slows. Kirk showers, runs through his notes for tomorrow, not from anxiety, but for discipline. He has debated on stages from Harvard to Houston. He doesn't need the notes. He reads them anyways. His phone buzzes with a message from his friends back in Phoenix. Small talk. Kirk responds with a voice note, laughing about something. It will be the last voice note anyone receives from him. Hour 14, 10 PM. Lights out earlier than usual. Kirk sets his alarm for 6:30 AM. Tomorrow is a full day. Breakfast with the TPUSA Utah director, a media call at 8, and the debate at noon. Then in the afternoon, a flight to his next city. He lies back and stares at the ceiling for a while. Not trouble, just thinking. The way people do before something that matters. He falls asleep before 11. Hour 15, 11 p.m, shooter's point of view. 22 miles away in Washington, Utah, Tyler James Robinson isn't sleeping. He sits at a desk in a cluttered bedroom, the glow of a laptop screen lighting up his face. He has known about tomorrow's event for weeks. He has studied the venue layout online, the outdoor stage, the sightlines, the surrounding buildings. He has already identified the rooftop. He has already made his decision. Tonight, he is simply confirming it. Hour 16, 12 a.m. September 10th, midnight. Kirk doesn't stir. He's a disciplined sleeper. Early to bed, early alert. His phone charges on the nightstand. Notifications stack up from the West Coast where his audience is still awake. Tweets, replies, clips from the dinner recording someone had posted. The algorithm is working, the way it always works, carrying his voice across the country while the man himself sleeps in a quiet room. Hour 17, 2 a.m, shooter's point of view. Robinson loads his vehicle in the dark. He's methodical, unhurried. The rifle is already prepared. He drives towards Orem alone. The highway almost empty at this hour. There were Sash Mountains' black shapes against the dark sky. He has driven this route twice before in the past week, rehearsing it, timing it. He knows where he is going. He knows which building. He parks a street away and waits for first light. Hour 18, 4 a.m, shooter's point of view. Robinson moves on foot through the quiet campus perimeter. Security presence is minimal at this hour. The event doesn't begin for 8 hours. He scouts the building he has already chosen. A rooftop with a direct sightline to the debate stage, 142 yards out. He marks his position mentally, notes the angles, calculates the morning light direction. Then he withdraws. He finds a place nearby to wait. Patient, decided, already somewhere beyond the point of turning back. Hour 19, 6:30 a.m. The alarm goes. Kirk is up immediately. No snooze, no reluctance. He showers, dresses, checks his phone standing up. Dozens of notifications. He moves through them efficiently. He texts his producer back in Phoenix. He reads the morning headlines. He does what he has done every morning for 15 years. He steps into the day like a man who believes the day belongs to him. Today, that belief has 9 hours left. Hour 20, 8 a.m. Breakfast with the Utah TP USA director at the hotel restaurant. Kirk eats eggs. He talks through the debate format, the student panelists, the expected protest outside. He's focused but easy. The calm of someone who has done this so many times that the pre-event ritual is almost meditative. He takes one media call from his phone at the table, brief and sharp, then sets it face down and finishes his coffee. Hour 21, 9:30 a.m, shooter's point of view. Robinson is on the rooftop. He arrived before the crowd began building. Moving through a service access point on the building's east side, he lays flat, out of sight line from the ground below. The stage is very visible. The podium is already set up. Technicians move around it with cables and microphones. In 3 hours, Charlie Kirk will stand at the podium. Robinson steadies his breathing. He has nothing left to do but wait now. Hour 22, 10:30 a.m, shooter's point of view. The crowd below has swelled to nearly 3,000. Robinson watches from the rooftop, still and silent. Pressed against the surface, the noise rises. Chanting from protesters at the perimeter. Music from the PA system. The loud roar of a crowd anticipating something. None of them look up. None of them see him. Kirk arrives at the venue's entrance below. Robinson watches it. He adjusts his position slightly. He steadies his breathing. He waits. Hour 23, 11:30 a.m. Final briefing backstage. Kirk's security lead does a walkthrough. The crowd has gone to nearly 3,000. Protesters are penned beyond the perimeter. The rooftop overlooking the stage, 142 yards out, has not been checked. Later investigators will note this. Right now, nobody notices. Kirk puts his notes away. He adjusts his jacket. He has answered 1,000 questions on 1,000 stages. He walks out into the Utah sun. Hour 24, 12:47 p.m. The debate is 20 minutes in. The crowd is engaged. Kirk is mid-answer. A question about gun violence. The kind of question he has fielded dozens of times. He's calm, articulate, in complete command of the room the way only he could be. Then a single shot. The crowd doesn't understand it at first. Kirk drops. 3,000 people fall silent in the same instant. He is 31 years old. He never finishes his answer. Before you go, if this video kept you watching, I think you're gonna really want to see our Jeffrey Epstein episode 2. We broke down every single hour of his final 24 hours inside the Metropolitan Correctional Center, the missed checks, the broken cameras, the questions nobody has ever been able to fully answer. So go give it a watch. The link is right there. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I do think it's possible, but if you have enjoyed, make sure to subscribe.